Yeah, let's take a look how they will play this out. Obviously, QueNDiA being seed number 2 against seed number 15 now. Melkor and Timotheus, pretty heavy favorites. And we're looking indeed at Prairie. No hills on this map, and we're starting with 2 Eagles or 2 Scouts and looking into Viking Aztec War. And the 2 Scouts of Melkor going to double over there. So is Timotheus going. And this will be a tough start for Melkor here, if you ask me. Remember, we can still go for some restarts, but that's very unlikely in the DM world so far. And completely out of position is Mr. True. He went more to the north there with the berries and the gold. I speculated a bit wrong. Didn't really take a look into that gold. And the double Scouts, oh, Melkor isn't really going there as well, and we have way less villager kills than we normally would have seen. So far, only the 2 light cav died at home here, and I will call the red player Kellan quite a bit, because that's his first name. Blue is called Wayne. I might slip that in sometimes. They are the big stars in the DM world, won so many tournaments, got 2nd place in TLC1, and now are looking for revenge. And obviously they want to win this tournament from the winner bracket, so want to win every single series from here on. Let's take a look how the Vikings will stabilize, and I believe that will be pretty tough for them to play this. Vikings here against Aztecs. In population we can already see both QueNDias in the 50s, the brothers not even at 40, and now losing quite a bit, and that's a bit too much wasting if you ask me. Melkor at the same time only at 6 villagers, and he is already in heavy troubles here. Top 28 out of 80 and building more and more houses, but he needs to get more production out. Look at that, 3 barracks, 3 archer ranges. Compare that to the 5 barracks, 2 castles up, not preparing siege workshops even. This looks so much better. And the other Viking has 6 barracks, 4 archer ranges, and is now getting his first castles up as well. So Melkor a bit slow with his start here. I think we will see a lot of dominating games here by the QueNDias in the first 10 to 15 minutes, but then I believe Melkor with his incredible speed and Feanor, his brother, with the incredible team play should really have a chance to take 1 or 2 games, especially because we have some weird maps such as Baltic and Team Islands, where even the top DMers still have no real clue how to play this out. Eagle Warriors now flying around the map, and that's so annoying to play against Kellan here. He is so active, and SO shots. Let's take a look if he goes for another one, and yes he does, but loses 2 SOs, so not super efficient. Would love to see some more traps out of him. Setting up the trade now, blocking the trade from the others, still very active here in the middle as well. And population 60 and 120 to 4 in the 40s, both Melkor and Timotheus. So they are not getting onto the numbers they want to go for. And that looks like a lot of dead bodies here at that small area. Jaguar is viable in this matchup. Well, we can see that at least Kellan thinks so, and that Timotheus thinks so as well. They are pretty great against the champions, obviously. Not that great against the Arbalests, but if you go for Jaguars and some SO, I think they should be a deadly army for every Viking player, and that is what Timotheus is trying to go for. But for now, only 60 pop against 160. That's pretty ugly for him, and look at that, all his 3 gold spots very exposed here at the front. So this is going to be really tough. Some Eagle Warrior coming over with some raids, denying some more villagers, and Melkor still with only 12 villagers, make that even 11. Tough spot, not even really getting to his main goals, but then those could be some good Onager shots. Well, he's getting some reasonable ones. Now trying to intercept all those champions. We can see Melkor trying to help out his brother, who is in some troubles, but now needs to take the fight over here, and therefore rage can continue. In the end, it's just super important to have the perfect start, to have every building 1 tile away, have your buildings as close together as possible, as you can see with those, and a bit more of an open build from Timotheus. And as we said before, look at that, not even building here in the back. If you have farms around your starting TC, you didn't build your base tight enough at the start. And obviously we had 2 scouts at the start, and they could have maybe sniped some villagers. Obviously impossible for me to catch all 4 TCs and see what all 8 scouts are doing at all times. But Melkor now coming over, going for the double, but whoa, not really at the perfect timing. Didn't even get a single hit off that far, and losing most of his army. But Timotheus is kind of stabilizing now and is getting most of his gold, so that's kind of okay-ish for him. But the big problem is if Melkor will survive against Mr. True here. Trade setup 14 to 12, so that's pretty even, I'd say. But yeah, just the army amount here, 100 army for Rage. But Timotheus now with solid numbers as well, but obviously losing his castles like flies. The weakest castles in the game, not having masonry or architecture, really hurts them in DM here, because the traps can do just so much more damage. If you compare that 7k and some more armor against roughly 5k. Not the nicest thing. Now some berserks coming over, trying to go for the onagers, but no instant support by Timotheus, so that's not the greatest thing for them. And Kellan trying to crawl over here, trying to snag some more castles away from Melkor. The trade is still super open for both teams here, as we can see, but that's not the most important thing for now. We still have 2 strong pushes going on, and yeah, I absolutely love how Timotheus and Melkor are still staying in this game. How they're getting both above pop 120, and maybe they can get into the very long game, we can see, but certainly they have a big disadvantage here. Trying to set a nice eco up here in the back. That looks all too solid. Not too much on his main gold spot though. And Melkor is stabilizing. And the push of Timotheus continues. Nice shot into the champions there, but now the push, now the double is coming over. Jaguars trying to go for the SO, but they should all get snagged by the Arbalest here. At the same time, maybe Timotheus can get a shot done. Let's take a look. Yeah, even dying to trap shot there, long distance. That wasn't great, and that could be the GG moment here. Pop 130 and pop 140, both other players still maxed out. But oh, he can get more of those shots off, obviously. Then he can hold quite easily, and suddenly the population difference is only roughly 20, losing 2 of his hero SOs though. Push continues here, maybe we can see some great SO shots on the other side as well. No, not really happening at the moment. SOs moving forward, getting some great shots of Jaguars at the front. Let's take a look. Most of the Arbalest going down, and Rage Micro not the greatest so far, going for even some weird splits. SO Micro here against each other, and even getting that was a self-kill, I believe. And now those SOs, they are cleaning out with Rage. And Rage now has 30 trade cards, so it's kind of okay if he loses most of his gold. 3 traps, super low though. He's losing quite a bit of the front. Let's take a look at the resources. We have talent with everything, with enormous amounts. Timotheus could get everything out, just his very house at the moment, and now another castle of his goes down, and he is down to only 4 castles then pretty soon. Now 170 out of 150, but he's clearing up that quite nicely, trying to micro some. Was okay for him. We have Rage with all the resources and actually a lot of gold even. And we have Melkor. He's absolutely at the limit, but pop 180 and stabilizing. When you would assume stock is AM with his Tyrant in DM, I guess. Well, it would be seed number 1 against seed number 2. So maybe. Now going back to the Berserks. He knows that he cannot take the best and get. Oh god, this could be so deadly. Ground attacks not coming in. Oh, somewhat coming in, and well, small losses there with the Dirks. Had like 40, killed 3 traps and maybe 2 Jaguars and 1 SO. So suddenly back to pop 160 from being pop limit. But Kellan had pop 160 only as well, and maybe now push towards the middle. And Kellan is so good at that, realizing, okay, I cannot really do a lot here, maybe switching some focus, and then suddenly there's a ram attack with 15 rams coming in, 30 jaguars or something, and you're in a world of trouble. At the same time, Rage going for some sneaky trade rates, something I'm a big fan of as well. If maybe someone watched the games yesterday, you know what I'm talking about. Or if you watched Spring Stream, or any highlight posted on Reddit. Trade amount, roughly 60 to roughly 70. Not the biggest differences, and all the players now at the pop limit here at the 23-minute mark. Timotheus and Melkor kind of stabilizing, and now is the time where maybe Melkor can hold and Timotheus maybe can push. For now it looks like Melkor can clean this up. Quite a good stuff for him, and this looks solid. Maybe snipe some more his own, some more traps. That would be sweet. Spring is still salty. Kellan, the guy in red here, told me that that was the biggest throw he has ever witnessed. He was in TeamSpeak with them and said like he had real pain of not unmuting himself and telling them how bad they played this. Aye. Well, happened. Created a good wreck, and I promised Ivana OP that I will win a game in the round of 16 by using towers. And so I did. And now Kellan going for the push in the middle here. Pop 180 for everyone or higher. So everyone in the perfect spot here. Pretty sweet stuff. A lot of stone actually mined by Melkor here as it seems. Now another ram go, and look at that. Kellan's actually splitting up everything. Going for some sea trams at the top, some sea trams at the right hand side. At the same time, Berserk go ham. Run into some eagles, run into a castle. That won't really get too much done. Over here, no protection of the trade still. Maybe including some arbalest could have been pretty sweet. And we have the push of Timotheus here. Can the brothers maybe pull this back? For now, they're holding this go as well. Kellan still in a quite a dominating position though. And, oh, loses those traps. Interesting stuff, but that castle is going down. No firepower here by Melkor, and that's just, I think, the Aztecs overwhelming the Viking player here. Losing so many farms, suddenly he's down to pop 135. Timotheus is not getting that castle up in the trade, and he needs to send everything over. Map control at the moment looks like 70% against 30%, I would say. And Rage is now coming over, and they want to finish this game. They are focusing everything in this push now. Military count, we have 60 and 70 to only 40 and 70. So Melkor trying to get up to higher numbers. Maybe if he gets 1 or 2 more castles, that could really help him out. He's now getting some food from his bro. And True is not sending all his army to the front. So that gives the enemies a bit of time to breathe again. He's actually buying some food and then slinging. Interesting stuff. But this looks all but over. 90 pop now only for Melkor. Now they're completing the trade. No more production. And this has to be game number 1 here for the big favorites. But Timotheus and Melkor really showed why they played so well in the qualifying stage and why I did give them quite a high prediction in this tournament to maybe even win some games against very top teams, and they weren't super far away. It was a very uphill battle from them from the start, and now they lost it, but a solid start to gain some confidence for this whole tournament. And I'm happy to see this game because that is quite promising to be not the 4-0 sweep series some people feared. That actually looked like a pretty entertaining game. Let's take a look at the KDs and all the other stats. Yeah, just Kellan went for so many more kills, and it's just tough for Vikings. I don't really know what he can do. Maybe Mass Arbalest asks for help from SO, but then the Aztecs has to migrate so many spots. It's just tough. It is just tough, and Timotheus going for 11 castles there with Aztecs. Yeah, you kind of want to go for Jaguars, but you somewhat don't want to either. Aye. Trying to get the other Rex. Okay, now got them. At least got game number 2 and game number 3. But that's a good start. And yeah, so we'll cast all the first 3 games. Maybe we get a draft link for the captain's mode even. If Nimina would be so nice. But maybe I can find that as well. Nice beard. Thanks. Can someone please whisper me the result of ACM with the Dracons? Oh, please do. Thank you so much for respecting the no spoiler policy that we're trying to make happen here. What's the name of this map? Standard Arabia without hills? No, it was called Prairie. Name is here at map number 5. You're starting with 2 scouts, no hills, not a lot of wood. Yeah, kind of gets us to a lot of interesting games, because camping on hills, it has no option. You can have pretty bad starts because you're getting effed up by the 2 scouts. I like this map. Thank you so much, Robo. Nice thought. Those are recorded games for all chains. That's why I have exclamation or bracket Rex there. I'm actually pretty happy that I have no idea how long the other series are going as well. What is the worst map for the M today? Michi! Or do you mean that schedule? Then there are no bad maps, because I'm the host of the tournament and I only included great maps such as Vikings was the wrong word. Okay, let's start over again. Such as Green Arabia, and we will see barracks start here by our Goth player, and his teammate Rage is going for quite a lot of other stuff. We will see Timotheus with the Goth as well, and we have 4 stables, 6 barracks, 6 archer ranges. Pretty standard start here for Rage, and the other player on the other side, Melkor, going for a lot of paladins here. 4 stable, 4 archer ranges. So he's playing without barracks. Could get into some troubles here if Kellan is playing this very halberdier heavy. Obviously the big favorites, as we said several times here, QuEnDiA playing in the green and blue trunks. Goth and Hans, the most iconic matchup of DM on Green Arabia. Probably kind of the Hans war of AOC. But now both civilizations got a nerf that they both lost Treadmill Crane, and actually Hans even lost Cannon Galleons. Feels bad, man, right? CA production not fully running, Paladin production so much better though, and that's a lot of idle villagers. Melkor not really using all his facilities, look at that. And now let's compare 5 stables to 4 archer ranges. On the other side, how much we already have up. And that's the difference why DMers are so much better with their starts. And that's what we can see reflected in the populations. 40 and roughly a bit under 40 compared to 70 and 60. So much more on the map already here for our 2 QuEnDias. And that push now starts Rage. seems like he will just run over Timotheus here, who has very little idea of how to start this here. We'll try to get this castle up, but we'll have just so little numbers. Look at that, 110 population for Rage already. He is just going ham, getting this aggressive castle up. At the same time, we have Kellan going for quite a nice amount of distraction here. And well, Timotheus is actually building some halberdiers on the other side, but he is just dying too much here at the front himself. Let's take a look. CA is now focusing over on those villagers, even focusing them down, and that one is going down as well. How many percent is that, Timotheus? And that's 95%, so ugly for him. Pop 43 out of 55, trying to get more houses up. He is at the moment at one single villager, and this could be a very short game. And as I said, the Amas are so used to playing this specific matchup, and this should be the most clear win that we probably have seen all tournament long so far. A solid 6-minute game so far. Yeah, it feels like Kellan is having some troubles here against Melkor. He's at pop 80 against pop 80 though, so that's not real problems, but this push is just relentless here. Now completely under the production. We are looking at 2 villagers now. Not even sure where the second one is. And already died again, or what? Where's... Oh, over here, okay. Trying to get some more houses up, but as you can see, production just instantly runs into the death. KD is now 90 to 190, and on the other side, obviously reverse 190 to 90, and this is not getting better here. Rage is just in complete control. True at the same time holding his ground with some scorpions, getting the defensive castles up, patrolling in more and more, killing the CA. Melkor not having the greatest eco setup either at the time, and this is just so brutal. Let's take a look. Where are the remaining villagers? Well, we are up to 3 villagers now, going down to 2. Well, somewhat running out of paladins here at the front is Mr. Rage. And Melkor actually coming over. Maybe they can hold this for some more seconds. This castle is actually going down. Don't get me wrong, like, this game is completely over, but he can deny or delay GG for a bit. Pop 30 compared to pop 190 here, blue against yellow. And the other side, Kellan not playing his greatest game ever, but will be good enough for sure. That was just a spawn kill. Well, felt a bit like it, right? Aye, KD popped 17 out of 125. KD 160 versus 420. And well, that was a very dominant performance here. And when should Hans make a market and sell resources? I personally believe in team games you shouldn't do that. You should just give food to the gods, and gods should give you gold. Yeah, and if you want to go for early market, well, then it depends on what strategy. It's like way too complex to answer that question. I could do a whole half-hour video of how the counter system with markets works. Not the greatest gold spot, but build the 2 TCs there, build the mining camps, and that was just a very unfortunate game for them for sure. Achievements. Well, I already talked quite a bit about the KD, so not much to see there. Largest army, 175 for Rage. That is just pretty strong. Actually even started some resources. Timotheus, not a single resource gathered. And his highest villager was 9. Compared to already solid eco here by Rage. And yeah, he got pretty small, pretty fast. Okay, that puts us into Baltic. And people did send me the draft because they are nice people. And take a look at that. We can add the settings as well. I will get rid of the axes and we'll tell you how the system works. The first ban on both sides is global. So whatever QueNDiA on the left hand side, now bans will not be able to be picked by any of the two teams. We are playing on Baltic, as you can see over there, map number 3, and therefore Spanish and Huns won't be able to be seen in this game. And now we have bans for the enemy team. So Koreans is banned by the coaches and Portuguese is banned by QueNDiA. That's interesting. Now, kind of the obvious picks most of the times are the tips that you actually banned. So some people now, QueNDiA should pick Portuguese, Koreans should be picked by Timotheus. Not a lot of time left. Saracens, last second and instant melee. Interesting. Okay. So melee obviously pretty sexy with their harbors. You can still do a lot of damage with battle elephants. So I can see the reasoning for that. Saracens, solid strength in their ship and a good land army as well. Would be perfect counter if, for example, the enemy is going for Franks, which a lot of teams did. Caravel's OP in the end? I have no idea, but next round we will see Team Islands, Portuguese and Byzantines war. I have no idea what genius came up with those settings. Now Koreans and Goth banned, so another round of bans. Those are only for the enemy team. Only global bans were Spanish and Huns. And after this round of bans, we still have some pick. Italians and Khmer are banned. Interesting. Uh-oh, only 3 seconds left again. They're really taking their time. Oh, random! Random, they didn't pick in time! QueNDiA didn't pick in time, guys. I have no idea if they agreed on something else now. But if I was tournament admin, I would force them to play Vietnamese now. Let's see if they will actually play it, or if they ask like, yeah, we wanted to play that and misclicked or something. Interesting. Or maybe they're trying to hide strategies. And we're playing Malay against Byzantines, Saracens and Vietnamese. Interesting. This could go pretty long if you ask me. Like, water controls should be easily for the brothers. And land? Like, it's... Vietnamese is doing very little. Like, he has to go for elephants as well. Yeah, probably elephants. Cannot really contest some water. I'm interested how this will go. And do you know a good way to find out how it goes? Launching the game and taking an actual look. Wait, Nili is not the tournament admin? Well, maybe I am, but I was casting another game, so we had other guys looking over that. I think I'm tournament advisor, something like that. Not 100% sure what the difference is. Okay, now let's take a look. Kellan is playing with way more map for them. The Vietnamese and Saracens for Rage. On the other side we have Melkor playing the Byzantines and Timotheus with melee. This feels like water won't be that important at all, because over here we have just an open fighting area and on this side as well. So I think this is a spot where you could somewhat ignore water. No, first denial over here, and Rage starting with the solid 2 kills. Now going for some water control, and Kellan just 370 HP elephants, That's just ridiculous as well. Take a look how they will perform against the 300s, but way cheaper elephants. And we have some harbors, so they could be interesting. If we can see like 10 harbors over here, could be really sweet. Right, getting the full market as we can see. Let's take a look at his resources. He has 10k gold, but still has a massive amount of camels queued up, and that is just a horrible start here by Melkor. What is he doing? That just doesn't look too great. And well, galleons, they shouldn't really perform too well against the fast fires early on here. So the water control should go into favor of Melkor and Feanor. Halberdiers are somewhat out as well, but he needs to get more. Not siege, he needs castles and halberdiers. He only has 2 barracks. Look at that, 2 barracks compared to, well, 4 stables only. So I think Rage isn't playing this too greatly. On the other side, this should be mass elephant against mass elephant. Some of the galleons helping out. Galleons obviously would be better against the melee, since they only have the +1 defense. Against the Vietnamese, I'm not sure how much they will actually do. Adding some scorpions, adding some karambits, I'm not 100% sure how efficient they will be. Fires winning it here. Halberdier is doing quite a great job against all those camels. Obviously we're playing with 5.7. Villager count now down to 4 against for Melkor. They are really still screwing up that first minutes. Oh, fast fire. Can they tickle this SO down? Seems like yes they can. Oh, interesting. That 3 range really is doing something, but yeah, in the end it won't be doing too much. 6 villagers in total, could maybe even lose those, would be so ugly if Rage is focusing those down, and he is not. That could have been so deadly. Galleons doing quite a nice job here, Scorpions behind that as well, and obviously killing most of the red ants then. Cannon guns doing quite a lot of as well, and Timotheus is playing this quite clever, I have to say. Scorpion, elephant, some galleons as well. Oh, now some camel raids around the map though. Halberdier is trying to chase, and Rage is trying to go for a redock in the middle of the map, but that will be super tough. Although the SO will do quite a good job against the fast fire ship, for sure. No, oh, that castle could actually die. No, it's going up. Okay. Timotheus just winning this. A lot of scorpions here, and they have an extra attack damage against all those battle elephants, so putting themselves in quite a good position for sure. And Kellan. Oh, losing dock after dock. So I want to see like 5 harbors here. That would be so good. Thanks so much, Lim. No, I hope they will. Cannon guns now added by Melkor as well. Would have been a bit earlier if you ask me. Oh, and those scorpions now. Oof. Surviving for now. Not sure how good those red and archers are really performing against scorpions either. Big problem though, something I didn't mention before but kind of indicated at the very start. So much more landmass for our QueNDias. So if it goes to the very long run, Melkor and Feanor will have some troubles still having wood, but that's the very long run of the game, so that's not super important just yet. Most of the time the game will be decided on another way. Galleons and cannon galleons now doing some work, trying to go for the redock, but not with those fast fire ships here. Halberdier is trying to clear up that trade, but I think they shouldn't win that. Got some damage done, but not enough kills. And then roughly the same amount of Halberdiers again. Clear that up. And indeed, the coaches. roughly 30 pop ahead. And that's a scary army. What does Kellan really have to counter that? Oh, Vietnamese and... oh, elephants and retina archers. Not the greatest counter ever to that, I believe. Love to see more of the cannon guns. Just think about like 5 cannon galleons rising everything here. I could start so many good attacks from that. 14 villagers for Melkor. Oh god, yeah, again 21 only, and so many idle of them as well. Yeah, he is really not taking good care of his villagers and not getting the production rolling. Losing that castle now. I believe Timotheus is losing some time. He had such a big army for such a long time. For 170 out of 170 though. 100 army. Look at that military. 60 to 200. They should finish this. If he had like 4 traps now, I think he could already have killed Kellan completely. Oh, he's now falling back. Yeah, the map is looking really good indeed for QueNDiA. That's why we have 2 restarts in this best of 7 as well. And we changed Baltic quite a bit. I believe this is already version number 3 or something that we put out. So trying to fix the issues that we had with the map before. And yeah, it's more fair than ever. Or fairer? I'm not that. Oh, those red archers are in a horrible position against the scorpions. And yeah, he's wisely retreating, losing that castle. But still, it feels like Timotheus could be pushing this. Trade amount is not really existent for Melkor at the moment. They're controlling the water still. Saracens. He can really toy with the Byzantine player, obviously. This could be really tough for him. Now sending some more army over. Timotheus, he has such a strong army. What does Kellan have at the moment? He's only at 30 military compared to 80. We only had some better positioning of all those traps. 5 are out. Why is he not sending more villagers to the front to maybe get some more castles up? Some more siege to the front. He has 6 traps, but is he doing the pressure that he needs to do? They could finish this game now, but... feels like RiuT is doing quite a better job of making the... doing the damage with the stronger civilization here. And where's the answer? Sending some more Harbiers over. Maybe even Arbalest could be an option here against that army of RiuT. Don't really see cataphracts being super efficient. I think massive amount of Harbiers will clear this up eventually. Kellan now trying to get some onagers out. Let's take a look if Timotheus is focusing them down. Why is he retreating here? I'm not sure if that's the right option. I think he should just focus down the onagers. Scorpions more in the back. Harbiers should go more to the front. Onagers now down. Scorpions are shooting again. And Kellan at pop 170 against pop 180. Military count is 92, only 40. 15 only for RiuT. He got completely cleared up over here. That's not a lot. So cataphracts can actually snag those SO away. And the push of Timotheus continues. And he is in such a dominating position. Now even look at that, harbor rushing at the other side. That's exactly what I want to see. Timotheus did sneak some villagers over and is now having harbors over here. What a beautiful move. Just investing some wood and able to, kill a trap. Maybe even kill some of the galleons. Beautiful move. Continues with his aggression, but I think he needs to go for even more. Harbiers and cataphract push here continues for Melkor. This looks like they could maybe get a win at the moment to the elite still for our favorites here, QueNDiA. But Melkor and Timotheus, maybe the fan favorites if you are having a random background, are pushing quite nicely. They still have basically the same populations here, the two teams. QueNDiA though having some problems with his population limit of 150 out of 145, and those are still a lot of traps. Those villagers could maybe build a stable Maybe could have pulled a castle as well. Advance, maybe kill some of those siege workshops, kill a trap as well. But I absolutely love that he's building stables there as well, because elephants really take some time to get over the map. Water control at this time. Melkor still somewhat having the advantage. I'm quite surprised that Rage is not pressuring the Byzantine player better. If he just had enough Mamelukes and so, it felt like he should have the advantage. Maybe a small screw up there was going too much on water on that very land-based version of Baltic. Put him up. That's a lot of traps though, by Timotheus. Maybe he has too much on water as well. Should really try to pressure more, kill more castles, get more control, kill more villagers, and just be more annoying. Trade cock! Melkor. Abusing everything that this game has. Now killing DSO, that's a beautiful move. 100% sure how efficient those red archers will be, and that means most of the traps will die here. And Kellan is clearing this up. He has now 70 military. Timotheus only down to 50. Where is all his army? Timotheus, where are your resources? Not producing a single elephant at the moment. How many farms does he have? There's only 24 farmers with the melee. You need to have like 60 at that point to produce constantly out of all your stables and get that elephant amount high. Melkor at the same time sitting at 3k. Everything queued up. He has only 3 farmers. So maybe should send some resources over, but suddenly he is the guy pushing. What are we witnessing? How is the Byzantine suddenly pushing the Saracen player? Maybe it is because 5.7 halberdiers became so much stronger against Mamelukes here as well. But certainly that push looks pretty scary. Another aggressive castle here, and there is no real answer at the moment from Rage. Is he now adding some champions in? That's an interesting unit. Obviously it would be super bad against some cataphracts, but at the moment I don't really see a lot of cataphracts. So the push continues. Elephants couldn't really be sent over as a help as well. And Rage, he's looking at only 2 castles. And True at only 1 as well. This castle push continues. And there's no real answer at the moment from Rage. Let's take a look at his. He is now getting up to 3 castles again. Uh-oh, but that one is in danger. So he will have 2 castles pretty soon. But that one is already getting shot down as well. This is so tricky for him. This castle is down. A lot of cannon galleons out now. Is he trying to kill those cannon galleons with the red archers? Well, he's doing that. But this push continues. And Melkor in a beautiful position here. Both of them pop limit. Rage at pop 170 only. Doesn't have a lot of farmers as well. Now the battle elephants are coming over. But that's a lot of arrows flying. Halberdiers as well. Cataphracts. And another castle here. And that castle is just beautifully positioned to kill all the trade. Bombard cannons now trying to come over to defend. Actually sniping down one villager. Trying to go for more SO as well. But Melkor is just looking like he will get that kill. Oh, where is all his army? 50 military. They might have too much on land still. Well, but the push over here for Timotheus now continues, because Kellan obviously was sending over all his elephants. What is he focusing down? First of all, he's going for the elephants, as it seems. Not getting more barracks. If he only had like 8 more barracks up here at the front, he could really go for the kills. The problem is his castle isn't really shooting a lot of trade cards, because they built another market quite wisely, I have to say. That's a deadly army for Timotheus. It looks good. It looks very good for our 2 RMers to maybe take the map here and a win from QueNDiA. Water control still in their favor. Timotheus should really not build more on water, especially fast fires aren't really efficient now. If you want to build anything, build some cannon galleons, maybe some more docks over here. Look at that. Timotheus, just think about it. If Kellan feels like, yeah, I will send some units around and do a run by, well, you will get shut down. This feels a bit like tower defense. Aye. Rage going champions with his catters. Well, he at one point was facing only halberdiers, so then champions become a bit more efficient, but red archers are now over here as well, and the catters seem to be a very strong unit. The pushback continues, and all the players now pretty Yeah, much in the same areas around the pop 170s. Timotheus lost a lot of his army. Let's take a look at his Fudico. Did he increase a bit? He is at 32 farmers. Well, that's more than before, but still not as much as I would love to see from him. Oof. QueNDias. They are holding this. I believe Melkor now really needs to max out. He needs to get up pop 200 and then get a deadly army, maybe mix in some monitors, maybe sacrifice a castle, but then go for another push, because yeah, if Kellan is hoping to defend here, he cannot really help a lot, and simply having 30 red archers over here means that his army at the top looks pretty weak as well. Let's take a look at that. Red elephants. And now the trade is pretty close over here as well. SO there though, to maybe deal with all the scorpions, and well, they will be dealt with anyways, I believe. They are somewhat out of position. Timotheus not having his production running with all his elephants. Nothing really happening on water. Trade amount is 60 for rage, so he's looking pretty sexy in that regard. This push continues, maybe sniping down those SO, short distance. Oh, not 100% sure. I'm not sure if Timotheus really should go for more scorpions now, because the SO are just way too good. Just mass 60 bad elephants and then go for another try. Yeah, it won't be super nice if your enemy is going for some scorpions then, but well, still, I believe you aren't doing enough against the SO now from Rage, and their team play is just way too good. I love how they're still adding more markets, more docks, or harbors they actually are. Wouldn't mind to see 5 harbors over here as well. Yeah, Melkor and Timotheus both on their side, one screen away from killing the trade, which obviously is the absolute end for a Saracens player. If you lose your trade, you are completely done in this game. And they will go for another try. Military count now only 24 rage. Now sneaking one ram around against the trap. Maybe can he intercept it? No, is he running in there? Misclicked. Aye, or mismicroed a bit. Oh, and Mameluke's now coming over. Obviously, they are extremely good against those elephants. Maybe a bit of a mismatch if you just think Mamelukes and SO maybe against the melee player could have been so deadly. And yeah, elephants and Retin archers could have done quite a solid job against what Melkor had. Who's now going for bombard cannons, trying to get another pressure point up. And that's why you might see both players kind of switching around. Elephants now being produced at that side, and some SO Mamelukes being produced at Timotheus' side. So he should maybe switch as well. Would love to see Timotheus build 8 stables over here. Oh, SO shot could maybe get some kills, but Melkor is pretty aware of that, trying to get some micro done. Good job, loses one bombard cannon, but got caught quite heavily out of position, so that was a reasonable trade for him. Harbidiers now going more to the front. Aye, this is still looking maxed out here for Timotheus, who has quite a strong army. Where is he trying to go into? Is he trying to go for one frontal attack? It feels like it. He needs to be spread, otherwise he loses so many HP before actually engaging. Not 100% sure if I like that early patrol in there against the SO either. And those are heavy losses. Is he trying to micro? It's still only the patrol. Needs to go for the SO in the back. Some nice bombard cannon shots against the Redans though. But is that the most important unit, and now he will lose all his siege there as well, and that was a failed attack if I've ever seen one. Beautiful shutdown here by the QueNDias, and at the left hand side they are winning as well. Are the brothers throwing that game? They had so many chances but didn't really get all the production rolling, didn't have the eco set up as they should have, and were so close to the trade. Did actually kill a market, but didn't get the finishing blow in there. But still, lots of castles out, can snipe down all those Red Archers. Halberdier can do quite well against all those heavy CA and battle elephants. So I still fancy their position quite a bit. They have so much more map control, and therefore, yeah, something that we said before with the market isn't that important. And look at that, those elite Mamelukes, they cannot really go in against all those harbors. Oh, just think about Timotheus having 8 stables over here, and now suddenly having, if now 40 elephants are popping out here, they could just re-end the game. And or re-end, well, yeah, I wanted to say that. Now going for a sneak attack here at the top, and actually that's not wall at all. Mamelukes are kind of out of position now, going to the top. Let's take a look. They could be just so horribly trapped. Let's take a look. What are they doing? Wow, is he trying to engage this? Oh, this looks so like a sneak attack. Maybe running into some SO fire here. Those are good shots to begin with. Mamelukes now covering those SO, and he is trying to kill the lumber camp. What is he trying to go for? And that's another failed attack here, if you ask me. Yeah, he's getting some SO now at least, but not really closing down the distance against the Mamelukes. Oh, what is he doing now? Now he's doing a bit of a better job, but the Mamelukes are just for the Amsterdam server now. Tried Berlin before, tried Frankfurt before, so we are back with that. Server. And yeah, we'll see if that brings us a bit more luck. Melkor and Timotheus still leading in score. Population looks pretty even for both teams. And well, let's take a look how we're doing here. And yeah, must be pretty painful if you have if you're following me and getting notification that I'm online. I think you got like 12 notifications now. Oh, Nili is online, titles still the same. Nili is online, titles still the same. Nili is online, and everyone, yeah, must get such an endorphin rush. Like, oh god, he really wants to stream, as it seems. Aye. Okay, then I will go with another try now on the Amsterdam server. Maybe it's on my end. I have no idea. Would be pretty painful. Seems stable for now. Yeah, thanks. He is really fishing for those viewers. Yeah, that's so true. Okay. And let's take a look at how this continues. Trying to go for some converts against DSO now. I'm not sure. I believe those, yeah, Saracen's have Pursery, so that's not going to be the most efficient thing ever. Mattheus, kind of putting some pressure on over here as well. I will just think about some elephants over here would be so sexy. Why do they keep pausing on record games? Kappa. Maybe mixing in some demo ship would be nice. Combat cannons getting some shot done. Now very low population for Timotheus here, only 160. Actually has 11 fishing ship, and he's going for unlimited fishing trap. Interesting. Interesting stuff. Okay. Didn't want to reseat its farms. Ah, something we didn't think about. Okay. Saves him wood in the long run, indeed. Okay, big engagement here now, and that's a big double go here by the QueNDias. But still enough stuff out there for Timotheus. Has a castle, has some scorpions in the back, had a lot of elephants, but now they are pushing quite nicely. That means that Timotheus is in a world of trouble here. But as we said before, those harbors just helping out so much as well. And yeah, the push over here at that side should be pretty much denied. But maybe some rams pushing could help out. Let's take a look at the same time. Melkor should really advance, but that's something he isn't really doing. Maybe, if you ask me, too many monks. Monks on the M, not really the greatest option. I think if you have like 4, that makes sense. If you go for 10, that's just way too much. Any of the other players use them? Will they stay unlimited? I have no idea. Might gonna need production buildings on the other side to build what? What should he build on the other side? I think he doesn't need to go there, no. Oh, Timotheus is now going for the wood line here. I think he should have more stables first. Aye, this game, I don't know what's happening. Oh, I can't finish that sentence reasonably well. And yeah, what I want to say, we had a lot of drops, but this game is still going for quite some time. Pop 114, and now going for Harvarders. I'm not 100% sure if that's the best option. Look at that. Prices: food 180, wood 160. That's quite costly. Now trying to go for another engagement. SO should take good care of those heavy scorpions. Elephants not really doing a lot of damage either, and we lost a lot of those harbors. This Rams instantly getting shredded, but the scorpions need to focus down these Mamelukes. Let's take a look how they're doing with that. Seems like Mamelukes are getting pushed back, and at the same time, somewhat of a stalemate over here again. We're using water at the moment. Actually, oh, QueNDiA now trying to retake the water, and that's obviously super sweet. How they're focusing down all the monks now. Oh, that's so good for them, and that's pretty costly when it comes to gold here for Melkor. He was absolutely limited with that. Look at that, 20k food for him. He could use that so easily. Could sell it at 116. That seems like he's not really taking care of that. And yeah, sniping down monk after monk, pretty sweet stuff, and holding with a double at the same time. Oh, trying to go for that wood as well. Seems like we're completely out of wood on this map. And look at that, all 4 players trying to get for that, going for that one wood line. At the moment, the brothers controlling it a bit better. Let's scroll through the woods. Melkor 1k, Kellan 600, Timotheus 1k, Rage 2.3k. And to go for some more over here. I heard some more ship being created. And for some galleon. And we put them down here. And if we go into a no wood scenario, I believe the Mamelukes will just be together with maybe some camels, be the killer unit. Take a look how well Karambits will perform. I think they won't be too great once the SO are getting some shots done, or better elephants are closing down the distance. I think, oh god, monks are out of position here as well. Now needs to go back. He needs to get some converts done. Going for more camels now because halberdiers are just too costly when it comes to wood. Such a long intense game, and guys, we are live for 7 minutes now, so it seems like Amsterdam server is the way to go in the future, maybe. Switching ship. Oh, they got denied. Well, still some left. And for some surround now, and I believe he will clear up all those galleons quite nicely. I think green and blue got this. Well, I feel like this is still pretty open, and it somewhat could come down to the control of that wood line. And that's a pretty big push here. Timotheus, at the moment, he's having quite some firepower. And rage. Well, that's a deadly army as well. And I'm not sure if adding Harbidiers against that is a real option. So the question is, will Rage push faster than Timotheus and Melkor here? Let's see and figure out. So market prices, I can't do that. We're at 130 food, 155 for stone, 168 for wood. Stone, look at how close it is. Really got bought and sold quite a bit. Now the Mamelukes coming in, trying to go for the trade. Losing some HP there against those castles. But let's take a look where they will position themselves. Running into those two castles, now standing under 1 TC, but no more castles here. And this can get pretty ugly. Trade cut amount, let's take a look in the 50s. Everyone in the 50s. I will give you an update on that one. They're pushing here, but no real siege. So that rate is pretty efficient for now. It feels like those are enough numbers of Karambits and Harbidiers, if you ask me. They're just streaming in. Yeah, it's not like super cost efficient, but trade cuts are getting through. Scorpion is doing a reasonable job, and Mamelukes. Oh, well, we will get that castle for sure. And they're cleared up. Trade cuts went down roughly 25, I would say. But a lot of Mamelukes were lost that day as well. I needed to hold this here. Another castle going forward. Oh god, I thought that was a clear up. Are they running out of... I thought the stream would continue. Oh god. Okay, the trade cut's going down to 7 now. This is GG. Lol. I was so sure that they would clear this up and would have like 30 trade cuts more. Uh-oh. Well, we missed that. Or I missed that. And the go in the end really ended that. Beautiful team play. And it was really the QueNDias switching around, deciding the game so much better. And yeah, I like how they switched completely the positions. That QueNDiA was playing over the left hand side against the Byzantines, and at the right hand side it was Rage playing against the Malay. Beautiful, beautiful move, and we are up to a 3-0 now. What a throw. Agreed. Just double over here. Some stables, some more harbors around, maybe even some more control with the cannon galleons, and they could have won this game. But remember guys, they are playing against probably the strongest team in the world, being seed number 2, finalist of the last TLC, and training quite a lot. So much prestige for them on the line. It is your QueNDiA team. The next one will be Golden Crater, being played with Persians and Khmer. Let's take a look if... Sweet, Robo just sent me all the remaining games. So we will be set up beautifully for the rest here. Okay, pretty sweet stuff, and in 20 minutes I want to start Viper and TaToH against Revenge's Rex as well. So we better get rolling in this one. Game number 4, it will be Golden Crater, probably my favorite map, with Persians and Khmer. So we will see hell of a lot of Scorpions, hell of a lot of different kind of elephants. Stay tuned guys, this should be pretty epic. And if I say stay tuned, I mean we're directly jumping into this next game here. I'm only waiting to go a bit more action casting here now that we are live for a solid 12 minutes, guys. And yeah, it is pretty tough here to have a good start with Persians. Khmer seem to be the way stronger civilizations, going mass elephants, going mass scorpions. And we have a Khmer war in the south, we have a Persian war in the top. So we will see how they will play this up. 3 stables for Timotheus. We will have Kellan starting with 4 barracks, 1 siege work, 3 stables. On the other side we have 6 stables, 4 raids, 4 siege workshops, and Melkor is starting with at least 3 stables and then some more siege workshops. Kills so far not really happening. We see mainly the hussars dying and no real losses with the villagers here. Although Melkor and Feanor, did they both lose 1 villager? Feels a bit like it. Or were they just house? No, they were just house for a small second. Now the first raids are coming in. And oh, nice debation, look at that. Sending that elephant over. And now could maybe catch some villagers off guard. That's pretty ugly. And bombard cannon, well, that's not really the unit you want to go for at that point. And Rage getting so many villager kills. Look at that, already 3 kills. And those Khmer elephants only need 2 hits against villagers. Now even focusing down the bombard cannon. I'm not sure if that's the best option. I think he just could have went for the villagers. And now again, pop 50 for the 2 QueNDias, pop 30 for the 2 brothers. And that really shows you how much better the starts so far are for the QueNDiA players. Trying to set up the trade, but most important obviously is the area in the middle with all that pretty gold. So we'll go for almost no elephants. Well, he will go for siege and rams first and then add castles. And that's what you should do. Timotheus is going for that a bit earlier, and that looks like the masses at the moment are for rage. He is at pop 70, compare that to the pop 40 of Melkor. On the other side we have pop 50 and pop 90, so both QueNDias just in a dominant position. Let's take a look if Kellan is coming over. It seems like rage is somewhat requesting him. And this push is just looking so good. Yeah, the castle of Melkor helping out quite a bit, but not enough here. Kellan not very active at the moment here as well. Now trying to go for a very central push. Timotheus sending some elephants over, and it seems like Melkor in the end did hold. Very little buffer in front of the scorpions now for Melkor, though. If he is losing this elephants and all his scorpions, this could be so ugly. Pop 60 for him against 90, now trying to retreat, but this is looking worse and worse, and it's really tough to micro with those scorpions. Now Kellan coming over with some paladins, and if they can close down the distance, this could be so ugly. Harvard is actually intercepting those elephants. Pretty beautiful stuff, and yeah, nice positioning for those scorpions though. But Paladin is still shredding this down, but he's dying now. Pretty important that this one single Paladin actually died. This is denied as well, so no trade for the brothers at this time. No real access to the gold. Compare that to the QueNDiA guys. And now he's going for a deadly army here. Look at that, and that's just pure power. Persian elephant, war elephants, and some heavy scorpions. At the same time, the aggression continues over here. Pop 110, pop 120 for the QueNDias in round 1790 for the 2 brothers. But for now, it's kind of fine how Melkor is holding, trying to go for more mass scorpions sitting behind his 2 towers. Now, actually build some ballista elephants. I believe they won't perform too well. Kellan getting quite an aggressive castle up, pretty sweet stuff for him, and that's something you never want to do, retreat if you are in the Persian war. Now you're super clumped up, the scorpions in the back are just doing massive amount of damage, and Kellan is killing this. He has all the rams in the front, and this is just looking beautiful for Kellan. He is bottlenecking exactly all those scorpions away. Yeah, Timotheus might win this in the end because his production is there, but that was pretty cost efficient for Kellan if you ask me. Oh, no rage. Okay, he's taking the low ground. That's quite interesting. With his elephants. Oh, those scorpions are pretty efficient. Lesser elephants are still extra units on the field. Well, I still think that they are pretty weak and you should invest your resources a bit differently. Bombard cannons now out. And population advantage 20 for QueNDiA. We have seen that higher. The two brothers are stabilizing again. Denying that market maybe, and... or not really denying that market, freeing those markets. Getting more castles up. Looks pretty solid for them. Notice now trying to go for the raid in the middle. Villager count though, heavily in favor of the QueNDias. Look at that, 130 to 80 and 50-50. So that means more army at the moment for the brothers. They need to make something happen with that though. And well, killing some TCs in the middle and controlling the gold is a good first step. That's certain. Maybe some more siege could really help out. Would love to see some rams as well. Versions actually work pretty well with rams, because once you're close on the distance with the better war elephants, you can just run this over. And at the moment, the two brothers again in quite a fine spot. 150 villagers for rage. Yeah, and as you can see, he has quite a sick food eco set up. Let's take a look at that. He has 63 farmers. Yeah, 30 idols. That's not great, but simply having the great layout already really gives him a good chance to get into the production now. On the other side, we have 60 villagers only for Melkor, so won't be able to get, well, even producing more villagers now. He really needs to lose some. Only 2 markets as well. That's too few. And the problem is he doesn't have enough villagers at the gold. 25 idols now for him, but losing more and more. That's pretty good. Ah, those ballista elephants, they aren't doing anything. Kellan now, well, taking an occasion engagement here. I'm not 100% sure. Seems like he is pretty much out of resources. Haven't seen anything out of him for quite some time now. Lost his castle, lost the TC there, but now slowly getting his stuff running, and it's simply the eco probably carrying the 2 QueNDias now. Ivy, what are you quoting? Definition of rage. Oh, aggressive castle now for exactly the named one. And it seems like Kellan, after a small time of breathing, is now having his eco set up. 98 villagers there, only 8 trade units though, but he has enough access to the gold. Only did build 1 market, not a big fan of that. Would love to see him add some more for sure. And yeah, it seems like their eco is now carrying them to the 4-0 victory here pretty soon. Melkor is claiming the gold and ballista elephants. Look at that, they do just minimal damage. I'm not even sure if they do splash damage, but they're certainly not doing extra damage against scorpions, against elephants, which scorpions are doing. QueNDiA gonna win the tourney, sorry Nili. Feels bad, man. Well, it's better than that QueNDiA is winning than Tyrant Plebs winning. That's the most important thing, that TaToH and Viper aren't winning. And we will see how they will perform, because we will cast those games next. Rage continuing to buy pressure here at the markets, and that's a lot of bombard cannons continuing to push. Still some gold control here in the middle, kind of stabilized, but ballista elephants, just the wrong unit if you ask me. Kellan now up to 7 castles here with the Persians, so he can really keep up the production. Focusing down that one castle and pushing all those elephants in the trade. They have solid 23 damage output, and those trade cards cannot really fight back unless there's a new patch that I haven't seen the change script yet. Not even focusing down the castle. Not even focusing down the markets here, I meant. And sending over some army, but well, simply the wrong one. 450 for the two brothers, basically pop limit for the two QueNDiA guys. Markets going down, number 1 and number 2, or the last two. Now, great, is he trying to take an engagement? Well, finally he showed traps, trying to do some damage over here, actually killing an elephant. That's interesting. All these elephants dying makes me sad anyways. And now you can see why ballista elephants are so bad. Trying to retreat now. And Kellan should be around the corner with a massive push. Mass rams, mass war elephants. Pretty sweet stuff. Oh, and Paladins now coming over. They are pretty sweet actually against Scorpions and those Ballista Elephants. So they are certainly a nice addition, because so many elephants were lacking. No real counter to the Paladins out, and look at that. Rage now completely having a free go again, because Melkor will lose all his stuff. Market is denied over and over again at the moment. No real trade running at all. Well, that's a lot of trade cards actually. It could go for something. Well, they will get some, for sure. We'll get at least one drop off. This elephant need +3 damage. They're probably underpowered, yeah, I agree. Another castle going down. Melkor finally going for the right army again, but he is looking at pop 90 here against the pop 170, or his brother's 170, 150 for true Kellan at 200, or Rage at 200. I'm messing up the names over and over again. Timotheus still in a solid spot here, didn't lose too much, but his brother totally died. And this is the 4-0 here for QueNDiA against the coaches. Pretty sweet stuff by QueNDiA, and yeah, really showing why they were the big favorites here. Rage Deco, just so early. Trade in the end, actually not that big of a difference, only 10k. But, oh, gold was 10k, trade was actually pretty even. Yeah, now 10k, those small numbers are pretty high.